what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. So, no Emory Jones, no Will Campbell, no Mason Taylor, no C.J. Daniels, no Sage Ryan, no Javier Suggs, no Kamorian Pimpton. Am I missing anybody else? I mean, obviously, like no Ricky Collins. I'm trying to think about players that played that will not be available.
It will always be a surprise.
Yeah, there's more names. There's more names that maybe we can't talk about yet that we think. But, okay, let's engage with just these, right? These are pretty critical names. And you're going against a Baylor team that's had a pretty solid season. A bit of an up and down season, but they have one of the best quarterbacks in the bowl season, really. So what does it look like? Yesterday, the media was able to go to LSU practice, and Wilson Alexander tweeted out what the LSU offensive line was, Jake. It was Tyree Adams at left tackle, Paul Mabinga at left guard, DJ Chester at center, Bo Bordelon at right guard, and Miles Frazier at right tackle. That's going to be very interesting to watch play out, and I have no idea how to predict how that will work out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, and Tete, maybe you know this. I mean, it's been a long time. Didn't Frazier play tackle at FIU before
he was
got
a
here?
tackle at FIU. Because remember, when he came in, people were like, he could play tackle, he could play center. I mean, they kind of liked him everywhere.
Okay. Well, I mean, so that makes me feel a little bit better about the situation, that he does have experience out there playing tackle. He's been on an island before. It's been a while, but still, he does have that experience. The other players, I mean, Adams playing left tackle. He got a couple of plays here this year, but still, I mean, you're going from maybe the best left tackle in the country. It's going to be a downgrade. That's not to besmirch Adams. It's just what it is.
Oh, that's pretty ball.
I was like, what is he watching?
Is that Jelani Watkins?
That's Aaron Anderson.
Anderson.
Aaron Anderson, my bad. I don't know, dude.
What?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Here's where I would be concerned, Jake, though, is it's not just like, can they physically get it done? Though, without a doubt, that is a question.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, we all believe in Dave Aranda as a defensive coach, right? And as a defensive schemer. I would feel as if Dave Aranda is looking at this the same way that Mike Elko was able to take advantage in the second half against maybe like a Paul Mabinga. But I would believe that Dave Aranda is looking at this and sort of licking his chops in terms of, because I feel like there's been a few times, even with the very experienced LSU offensive line this year, Jake, where they've been able to be manipulated into mistakes. And now you think about Aranda and the just years and years of experience that he has in creating pressure. When he was at LSU, one of the things I used to enjoy most was looking at the number of times he would bring four or more than four and the looks that he would bring them out of, right? Where a lot of times it'd be like only four are coming, but you never know where they're coming from. I am going to be fascinated to see if this offensive line can hold up from a physical standpoint and from a mental standpoint in terms of responsibilities, because this is a lot of moving parts. Not a lot of chemistry having been developed in games before this. And now it's all on DJ Chester to make these calls. Miles Frazier, whoever, I don't know if the guards were helping him. Garrett Dellinger, that's a ton of experience to try to replace. And we'll see if Chester's up to it. And then we'll see if Bordelon, Frazier, Mabinga, Adams, because that's the other part. LSU's offensive line at this point probably could have done a lot of these calls without talking to one another. Yeah. That's how long they've been playing with each other. That's a real thing. So I'm a bit concerned, but deeply intrigued to watch this bowl game O-line. And it'll also speak maybe to next year who you can maybe get excited about in terms of pieces moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, this part of it is what it is for all teams that are playing in bowl season.
Yeah.
You're going to have to, piece everything together. Outside of the 12 teams that are playing in the college football playoff, there's not even the New Year's 6 bowl games anymore. Those are now playoff games. And so this is going to be the situation across the country. Now, I don't know what Baylor's team looks like. Maybe we can do a deep dive into that. And
Yeah,
see
that'll require some research.
kind of what their numbers look like, but this is what you're going to see across the country. And it's a little nerve-wracking because you've got, again, your biggest asset, Garrett Nussmeier, who's going to be your guy next year, and a guy that's on every single way too early Heisman for next year article that you see. Like, he's, across the country. Like, I know there was, a stretch there where a lot of people were doubting him, but no, he's really good.
Well, to be fair, there was also a stretch there where a lot of people were calling him the best quarterback in the country until he fell off.
No, and people I talked to on my other show, like, no, Gary Nussmeier's a dude. So that's your asset. That's what you have to protect. And so, like, it is a little nerve-wracking there. As far as receivers and backs, like, you'll be good there, but tight ends and offensive line in this bowl game, we talked about earlier, safeties as well, but protecting your biggest asset, it should be a worry because this is a completely new offensive line. Only one person is going to be playing in the position that they started the year, being the starter.
Yeah. So 3 completely new faces and 4 people playing in new positions. What about tight end? Who do you have? Obviously, you got Trades Green still in his sort of hybrid role. Who else with no Pimpton and Mason Taylor? No Mac Markway either.
He's been gone for a minute.
But still, I'm just reinforcing you're down 3 tight ends from what you thought you had entering the season.
And Borderline was your jumbo tight end.
Yeah.
And now he's playing right guard.
Yeah. But, you can always throw another, you throw another alignment in there as the old jumbo.
Yeah, but it's still new.
It is still new, to be fair. What other tight ends are on the roster?
Gabe Leonards has played a lot of special teams. He's a former walk-on. He plays a ton of special teams. I mean, I'm just looking at the guys physically.
I love a walk-on that has worked his way into special teams reps. That means they like him. That means he works his ass off. That means he's pretty good. I would love to see him get an opportunity in this game. That's a fun kind of opening to reward a player that does things the right way.
I mean, Gabe Leonards, Landon Craig, a freshman walk-on, and Trades Green.
Wow.
And those are your guys.
Wow. God, Garrett Nussmeier, man. What a weird game to be playing in, Jake.
Yeah. I mean, because even in the bowl game he played last year, like, he hadn't played all year, but he had Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr., and he had Will Campbell and Emory Jones.
Yeah.
And, like, he had
This is
weapons.
the inverse. This is the complete inverse. He's got a new offensive line. He's lost his major safety blanket in Mason Taylor. C.J. Daniels has been solid for him all year long. Is Kyron Lacey playing?
Haven't heard one way or the other.
Okay. Who announced they are playing yesterday? Somebody confirmed it.
I'm trying to watch this video that LSU football posted as well.
Braden Swinson is.
Yeah, Swinson's playing in the ball game.
Yes, thank you, Laundry. Good job. Shout out to Braden Swinson. Continues to
Giovanni
be
Peterson,
a real one.
who started as a walk-on but did earn a scholarship. He's a special teams war daddy as well. In the video that they posted on Twitter yesterday of some of the throws Nussmeier made,
Giovanni?
you could tell he's 45's in there at tight end.
I wonder if he'll ever get his hands on Pikachu.
I knew when you said Giovanni that something was coming.
I was either going to go that or Giovanni Mangio, Luigi's brother.
Giovanni was in one of them, and Trades was in the other. So there's 2 tight ends.
Okay, there you go. Giovanni, hey, man, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, there he is right there, 45.
Good. Look, again, I think this is a great opportunity.
Look at us.
For a guy that practices hard, works hard. Like, this is a great opportunity to finally get to go play and maybe do some on game day. So I'm rooting for Giovanni Peterson. I'm rooting for Giovanni Peterson. Peterson's my mother's maiden name.
I did not know that. Maybe you're related.
Probably.
But he's
Babiani.
He's 6'4", 250. Like, he's a player that.
Well, I'm almost 6'4", my tall.
You notice.
6'4", 250. That is a big boy.
He did play, he played in the bowl game against Purdue. I remember a couple of times. So, he's from Colorado. I don't think y'all related.
It's funny. You're gonna have to study the roster like you study an opponent's roster for
the
calling
call.
this game. Yeah, to make sure you're up to snuff on who, what, when, where, and how.
Yeah. The old flip chart's not going to be the one that we've used all year.
No. The point is, okay, look, guys, you want to see, though, I say, okay, watch this game through the lens of just understanding how much change there's going to be, especially offensively. And then we can all just watch this game to be fascinated to see how Garrett Nussmeier navigates it, right? What a weird end-of-the-year test for Nuss heading into 2025. And who will excite us as you move forward? Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.